In today's Sharp Saturday video, got a special treat for you. We're going to take a look at the modern version of the same Tomahawk that many United States Marines and soldiers used in the war in Vietnam. This is the American Tomahawk Model 1. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for another Sharp Saturday video where it's Saturday and we take a look at something sharp. Today's something sharp is this American Tomahawk Company Model 1 Tomahawk. And we're going to take a quick look at this, but first I got to get a big thank you to the folks at Big Daddy Unlimited for making these Sharp Saturday videos possible. And the way they do that is you can go to survivalonpurpose.com/BDU, get your first month's membership at Big Daddy Unlimited for just 99 cents. Get on the site, check it out, see if you think it'll save you money. If you do and you stick around for the full membership, either at 10 bucks a month or 99 bucks a year, then they'll throw me a couple of bucks. So if you save money, it supports the channel, so that's a win-win. So thanks again to the folks at Big Daddy Unlimited for that. So let's talk about this Tomahawk. I was at Blade Show this year and I happened to see these folks and I went and talked to them and I found out that the American Tomahawk Company is making these particular Tomahawks, which were actually a design from World War II UMC Marine Corps veteran Peter Lagana, and he created these for use by the Marines and soldiers in the war in Vietnam. And this is his design, and he sold these to the individual soldiers, and a lot of them carried them. They had a lot of testimonies about their use, and he kind of went, kind of quit making these things and quit selling them. And then, and a few years ago, some Tomahawk throwers approached him about licensing his design. And anyway, the company's been put back in business, and this is the original design, except it has a modern nylon handle. So made in the USA in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which I thought was pretty cool. And these things, I think, are still in use today by several militaries throughout the world. So let's talk about the specifications of this thing, and then we'll get to doing some of that Tomahawk stuff. So first of all, the overall length of this is, back at where you can see it, 14 1/4 inch. I'm 14 1/8 inches long from stem to stern. It has a head length of 8 inches from here to here, and the cutting edge length is 2 3/4 inches. And look at the edge on that thing; it is by golly sharp. Weighs just 20 ounces without the sheath, and we'll look at the sheath in a minute, which is pretty cool. The blade material is drop forged 1060 with a hardness of 56 to 57 and a black powder coat finish. The handle material is STN 66 super tough nylon. It's also available with Tennessee hickory, but they recommend if you're planning on chunking this thing, then you get the nylon handle. And it comes with this Kydex bottom load sheath, like so, and it's got this nice little directional snap on it, which I like these. You got to pull them one way to get them on and off so they don't come loose. And it also comes with this package of these two loops that you can hang it on your belt and carry this thing on your belt if you want to. And oh, by the way, the price of this thing is $189, and I couldn't find it anywhere less than that anywhere else. That's the list price, and that's the price I found it on. And this sheath, by golly, is on there. So let's take you down to the old stump top. We'll take a little closer look at some of the details, and we'll get to doing some of that Tomahawk stuff. And by the way, we're gonna make sure we check this out on the balance, orientation, and rotation device. I mean, we have to, right? Okay, here is a little closer look at the American Tomahawk Company Model 1. And I gotta say, first of all, I have got to get myself a new thermocell. Mine kind of bit the dust and the mosquitoes are completely taking over out here. So, I'm gonna take a look at this handle. It's got some nice kind of texture on it to give you a good grip, even if your hands are wet. Has this really nice spike here, and it's not super like, you're not gonna take a splinter out with that, but it's pretty stinking sharp. And then the edge is really sharp. It's also, you can get a pretty close-up grip on it for some carving. We're gonna try all that. We're gonna try some of that Tomahawk stuff. And I wanna throw this thing, right? You know how badly I wanna throw it. What's cool is I was doing some research on this, and when Peter Lagana first created this, he would have like school children and women and homemakers and everybody else throw this thing just to see how easy it was to throw. So you know I want to throw it, but first we're gonna do some, we're gonna see how well this thing chops. It's got a seriously good edge on it. I bet it would cut the reproductive organs off of one of these mosquitoes out here if I could chop one. But I also want to show you this sheath. This sheath is rock solid. It's a very nice sheath. So at 189 bucks, I think for a tool that has this kind of legacy, literally has this exact design, has seen combat, and there's stories I've read on the internet about people who use this to defend themselves against, in hand-to-hand combat, against more than one North Vietnamese soldier or Viet Cong armed with bayonets and knives and everything else. And they credit this tool for saving their life, which is pretty cool. But it pops in here really, just a really nice sheath, safe sheath, and it's in there. The one thing that I've noticed is like, you got to really almost bump it to get it out. And I just bump it on this side because you don't want to hit this side. So anyway, let's do a little bit of chopping just for fun, and then we'll do a little bit of carving just for fun. So I've got some of this privet, which is really, really hard. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of chopping just to see how well it bites into it. I'm probably not gonna chop all the way through this because, man, I don't want to spend all day here, but let's just see. I got a feeling it's gonna bite really good. I mean, look at that. It's in there. Honestly, I'm trying to be really careful because I kind of like my other hand. So, you know what I mean? I've kind of gotten used to it. If I was chopping on a tree or a limb that was standing, I could get a little more into it, but I don't want to get too crazy with it. Man, some hard wood. I'm telling you, it's hard. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, I had to do that. Now, I'm gonna try to see. Maybe I can split this using this point. We'll see. I'm doubtful, but we're gonna give it a whirl. All right. There's a method to my madness, a reason for my rate. Okay. What I was trying to do was get to the inside to see if this part will do any carving. What I didn't do was test the redneck sharpness of it. I guess we could do that even after all the sharpening. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Seriously? All right, I gotta show you that. Look at this. I don't usually do this test on Tomahawks, but axes, but check this out. Oh man, it's okay. Wow. It did shave some hair there, so wow, I'm amazed by that. So let's just do a little. Let's do this. Lift that thing up a little bit more. Let's just do a little bit of carving. And this privet is not the best to carve, but we can give it a shot, shall we? Let's see. Oh man, look at this thing. Let me get that out of the way so there's no funny business. Look at this. This is a tomahawk. And we just chopped all that, chop that whole piece of privet. Look at it. Would you just look at that? Wow. That's impressive. I mean, it's carving little tiny curls off of there. Oh, I hear the mosquitoes eating my ears. Okay, you can see that it carves, right? I mean, you can plainly see that. Okay, so what's next? What can we do next? Let me think about that for a minute. Okay, so I got a little piece of the old fat wood here. what I thought I would do, because you know me, right? You know, any opportunity to make a fire is always a good thing to do. So I'm gonna try to carve some of this fat wood off here. And maybe it'll help keep the mosquitoes away too. First we'll do a little carving of it. Just regular old carving. Get some fuel here to help these privet curls, feathers, whatever you want to call them. Oh man. Smell that? Oh, it smells so good. Okay. Sorry. I know you like the way it smells though, so. Okay, so we'll put you there. Now I want to see if there's somewhere that'll scrape. I don't know if it will or not. I don't know if this point here will scrape without me cutting myself. Let's just see if I can figure out a way to make it scrape. Because everything else is kind of rounded on here. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of anything but the blade to scrape with. I'm trying to get this to scrape here. I don't know if I hold it some way where I don't cut my hand is what I'm really trying to make sure. Because as you've seen, the edge is sharp. We're gonna give it one more little whack here, one more little try of that, and then we're just gonna go old school. Okay, we can scrape it with a blade though, I bet you. Look at that, would you just look at that? So obviously the blade will scrape it, but I want to see, sorry, if I can get some sparks from the other part of it, from the spike. Let's see, man, these mosquitoes are making me mad. All right, let's try. I've got my, let's see. Okay, so it does not strike a ferro rod. I'm not going to scrape the edge because I like the edge the way it is. So I'm going to get my favorite ferro rod of all times out, the one that's got a little butane canister with it, and we'll just there we go. So you know what's next, right? What I really wanted to do the whole time. Okay, so quick review so far. We have done the redneck sharp test on this thing after doing some chopping, and it actually did surprisingly well. We have done some serious chopping on a piece of privet. I wasn't going to cut through the whole thing, and I decided what the heck, and it did excellent with that. It really surprised me. It did some great carving. You choke up on it here and kind of get your hand kind of almost behind the center of it. Great carving there. Didn't really have anywhere to strike a ferro rod or scrape with, but you could probably go ahead and just a little bit of work on that edge right there. You could probably scrape with that. Maybe just a little bit of time with the file. But again, that's really not what it's designed for. But as you know, here at Survival on Purpose, we're all about the science. And to that end, we maintain a state-of-the-art cutting-edge testing facility. And one of the tests we like to put anything with a fixed blade or a handle like this through is the aerodynamic balance test using our balance, orientation, and rotation device. So, you know, we got to do that, right? And we got to follow proper scientific procedure, of course. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh. I have a feeling after this, the balance, orientation, rotation device might need another renewal, but let's try again. Oh, this is just good, clean fun. Should we try it with the spike? Let's try that. Ooh. Come here, Kuma. Come here. Let's try the spike again. Ooh, that would hurt. And I gotta say, I've thrown a bunch of tomahawks and a bunch of stuff in my life just for good, clean fun. I really, really, really like this tomahawk. First of all, made in the USA in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So this is 100% made in the USA. The design is actually the design other than the modern handle. And they're available, by the way, with hickory handles, but they recommend if you're gonna throw it to use this handle again. But it's the same design that was designed by a Marine Corps veteran of World War II for the fighting men in the Marines and the Army in Vietnam. This exact design they sold like 4,000 of these. It saw a lot of action in Vietnam, and these Tomahawks are also still in use and for a lot of people in the military. I like the fact that it's multi-use. So not only is it a very capable weapon, but it's also a very capable tool. Got a great edge on it. Just the level of craftsmanship and workmanship in this thing is excellent. I've seen some stuff that was kind of knockoff of this, little similar basic designs that just from somewhere offshore, we'll say, that just the quality was not up there and the functionality was not up there. This thing really does cut. It really does cut. It chops, it carves, and it's also a very capable weapon and breaching tool. So I give this one 100% thumbs up. The price, I think, is fair on it, and the sheath itself is probably a $50 sheath. Very, very well made in the USA, and I highly recommend this thing. And it's just, man, it is fun to throw. So thanks to the folks at American Tomahawk Company for sending me home with this from Blaze Show so I can show it to you. I think they've done a really, really good job, and I'm glad to support them. And thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.